One thing is there's a couple new technologies that we've added. One is under clothes dryers. We now have a ventless heat pump clothes dryer option, as well as premium gas and electric dryers. In the water heater category, we now have a condensing storage gas water heater. And we now have a door area and door construction category. The motivation for this was in multifamily buildings that have exterior doors or exterior corridors, the door area can be more significant. So you can select the door area, and this is a per unit number, as well as the type of door, the door material and insulation value. And in the mechanical ventilation category, we now have an option for the 2013 version of ASHRAE 62.2. So we have one option here that demonstrates using that. And if you create user options, you can select which version of ASHRAE 62 you want to use. In addition to these new technologies, we have updated the way that heat pumps get sized. So this applies to air source heat pumps, mini split heat pumps, and ground source heat pumps. And previously, we've always used the ACCA manual J or S approach to sizing equipment, which always uses the design cooling load to size heat pumps. And the recent 2014 version of ACCA manual S allows more flexibility, especially when sizing multi-speed and variable speed heat pumps. So we've added that additional flexibility into BEopt. And it essentially means that you can have a small oversizing factor if your heating load is larger than your cooling load. Depending on your climate, how dry of a climate it is, how mild of a winter you have, and depending on whether you have single speed, 2-speed, or variable speed equipment, you can oversize the equipment over the design cooling load between 15 and 30% to basically so you have a higher heating capacity so that you're relying on electric resistance heat less. We have updated costs in 3 categories. One is in the Windows category. We've updated our costs for all of the triple pane window options just to have more consistency across the different premiums and for insulated frames, argon fill, and low gain, low E coatings. We're now more consistently costing the cost of those premium features. Whereas before we were strictly using a function of the U value. So the effect of this, for example, for the option that has the lowest U value here, it was $95 per square foot, and now it's around $60 per square foot installed. We've updated costs in the radiant barrier category and also for PV systems. The PV system cost they were updated based on a September 2014 joint report between NREL and LVNL. And for example, a 5 kilowatt system is $367 per watt. There's a couple of new inputs on the site screen related to PV. One is this PV material cost multiplier and PV labor cost multiplier. These are ways to easily scale up or down the cost of the PV options so that you don't have to make copies of all of the options with your new cost. If you want to scale everything up, you can use these multipliers. And they're kind of analogous to the efficiency cost multipliers here that apply to everything besides PV. And we also added input here for a PV monthly grid connection fee with units of either dollars per square foot per month or dollars per month. This is
dollars per kilowatt?
Sorry, dollars per kilowatt? Did I say kilowatt hour? Square foot? Yeah, dollars per kilowatt or dollars per month. And that's something that a couple of states have implemented. On the output screen, we have now disaggregated the HVAC fan pump energy into its heating and cooling components. You can see this both here on the end use graph and in DView as well. And that kind of gives the highlights of the non-multifamily related new features, but check out the features document that was sent out in the release email, as well as the changelog if you want to get more specifics about all the features and bug fixes that were included in this release.